May as well jump in and ask the 500 question about Brodie Grundy. He's back in.
Yeah, he is. It's obviously a month out of the team, and I've been working incredibly hard on his ability to play forward of the ball, and we get a chance to have a look at it. We're excited about that. Sometimes injury, creates opportunity, and this is an opportunity that we've planned for. In the last month, we haven't had a lot of footy to have a great look at it, but we feel like it's time to give it a go, and we're excited by the possibility of it.
Do you see that as a straight swap for Harrison Petty in some ways, or is it a little bit different?
If you look at team selection, it would look like that. But in terms of the strategy of how we're going to use Max and Brodie and how the game's going to play out, we're not going to go into that today. That's not for this press conference. It's more about the fact that he's playing. We're excited by it. There's clearly going to be times when he's forward of the ball, and there's clearly going to be times when he's in the ruck. We've said all along we love the combination in the ruck and what they provide for us from a ruck perspective, and it's about maximising their input when they're forward of the ball. And we've got a plan heading in to the game, but that may change in game. You never know how that's going to play out.
And what has he said to you, Brodie? Where's he at the moment? And I guess how excited is he for the opportunity?
Oh, he's excited. He wants to play AFL footy. He's in the team and he's got an opportunity. He's invested a lot in the last month to get himself in a position to be selected. So he's excited about the prospect. He wants to be a part of it, and he wants to be a part of the Melbourne Footy Club. So this is an opportunity that's right in front of Brodie, and he wants to take it with both hands.
What about Clayton Oliver, Simon? Is he raring to go?
Yeah, look, he is. If anyone knows Clayton and his competitive nature, he just loves the game. He loves footy, he loves competing, and he's done a big block of work. He's been pretty much at 90% for 5 or 6 weeks and got a heap of fitness into him, and he's been full training for the last couple of weeks. So he's raring to go. He's going to be really fit and strong and fresh, and hopefully it has a big impact for our team.
How important to get him back now with 2 or 3 weeks, or 3 weeks it is, before the finals, so that he can hit the ground running in September?
Yeah, look, it's important to get some cohesion going with our team. The midfield have done an amazing job in the last 8 to 10 weeks with his absence, and produced some great footy, from a midfield perspective. So the challenge is obviously Clayton coming back and fitting that midfield group and making sure we play in the same manner, but also just to get that cohesion with him back in the team. He's one of the best players in the competition at his best, and we feel that it won't take long for him to get back to his best, so we're excited by that.
Some of the sides, the midfield's work from clearance in first possession has been incredible since he's been out of the side. How do you make sure that him coming back into that midfield doesn't disrupt that balance, and what will probably change?
Oh, look, we've worked incredibly hard on that part of our game, in the last 10 weeks, with Clayton being in rehab. Clayton will fit into that model, no worries at all. He's a fantastic clearance player, he's a fantastic stoppage player, and we'll make sure that midfield group has great synergy, and that's a really important part of him coming back into the team now, is that building that cohesion the next 2 or 3 weeks is really important. But I've no fears that Clayton Oliver won't fit our midfield group. He's an elite player, and we're just rapt to have him back.
Will Angus stay in there as well a little bit more, Simon? Obviously, don't want to give too much, but he's been in great form in that midfield.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to give away our strategy heading into the game. Angus has been in fantastic form, and will continue to be so.
What about the Carlton midfield without Walsh and Chera? How do you prepare for them? What do you expect out of that group?
Yeah, look, they've been in elite form. They're a strong footy team. They've been built off really strong foundations around their contest and how they defend, and they're playing some pretty exciting footy. They've won 7 in a row for a reason, because they're playing it as an elite team, and that challenge is sitting right in front of us in their home game. So we're looking forward to it. We think it's going to be a finals type game in terms of how the game will play out. From a game perspective and a crowd perspective. So it's an exciting challenge for us. Their team's in really good form, and playing really exceptional style of play. So we're excited about that challenge that sits right in front of us.
Simon, Cozzy, Pickett, have you noticed, do you know the trend, the 4 weeks in a row where he's had that first centre bounce clearance noticed that? And are you gonna? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing to watch how well he's going in that centre area at the moment.
Yeah, look, getting him through there, clearly the footy shows have picked up on it, his ability to impact in the middle of the ground. He'll still continue to have his 4, 5, 6 centre bounces per game and have impact for us in that phase of the game. We'd love to have Cozzy Pickett not only in the midfield but forward of the ball all the time. But there's only one Cozzy Pickett, so we'll continue to place him and Christian where we think the game needs them. But Cozzy's having a great impact when he is in the centre bounce, there's no doubt about that.
Just one on Bailey Fritsch as well. He trained okay the other day, it seemed. Is it the timeline still final round, around that sort of mark? Yeah,
look, he's moving really well, Bailey. Obviously, for the people out here would have seen he's running around flat out and starting to walk towards some full training again. So he's still a couple of weeks away. Tom McDonald will come back this week via the VFL. So we've got a couple of forward options that are starting to come back into the mix through the VFL and through their rehab, and we're really hopeful that both of those guys will be available and selection in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
And Jake Melksham really stepping up in the absence of Fritsch. Can you see him playing on next year?
Yeah, look, I'd like to think so. The way he's playing some exceptional footy. So, I think at the start of the year, Jake was trying to just make sure that he got his body and his position in the team to a point where he could play some really exciting AFL footy. He's been able to do that, and we're hopeful that he'll continue that for the rest of the year. And those type of decisions and what we look at moving forward, we made at the end of the year. But if Jake continues to perform the way he's performing, I can't see why he wouldn't be going on.
Last one, thanks, Ross.
You're going to be watching the Matildas during the warm-up, Simon?
Sure will. I'll be flicking between that and watching a bit of the Brisbane Lions and the Crows. But the Matildas has been fantastic. Obviously the viewership and what they're doing for our nation is incredible. To have 5 million people watching them, and they're taking a whole community along for the ride. So I'll definitely be tuning in where I can.